hurts, you know?
It seemed like you really wanted to talk.
How observant, senor. Now, say, you got a smoke?
You know, those things will kill you.
Oh, well, maybe just untie me then, huh? Joder, not this guy!
Who are you? Okay, stop right there!
Sacrificial lamb, you will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
Oh, what the fuck? Hey, stop it. Hey, Yankee. Got a name?
Leon.
Quiet type, eh? I'm Luis Serra. Guess you, me, picked the wrongest spot to vacation, eh? Hey! Stop it! You move, I move. And I'm beat up enough as it is. I can see you're thinking. Bet you've been in spots like this before, huh? I guess you're here looking for someone. One more guess. Maybe some missing señorita?
Young girl? Talk. Now.
All right. See, heard chatter about moving a señorita.
Moving her. Where?
Who knows? But later, saw some men dragging someone to the old church. Hanging with you, not healthy.
Hey, we're not done here!
Later, amigo.
Shit, they took my gear. Condor 1 to Roost. I've located Baby Eagle. It sounds like she's being kept in some church.
Great. That's good news.
I heard it from this guy I met. Said his name is Luis Serra. There's something fishy about him. I need you to run a background check.
We'll call Condor 1. I'll see what I can find. In the meantime, make your way to that church.
Right. I'm probably due for confession anyway. Condor 1, out.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Resident Evil 4. So, we just met Luis. I really like the design that they went with for him. In the original game, he was kind of like... My partner calls it stereotypical Hispanic man. Which I do agree with because he was wearing very embellished clothing. Like, he basically looked like a matador, which did not kind of fit the scenery a little bit, but I do think that he made up for it in essentially like the character and the character basically. But now he's a little bit more, less. He looks like a real person. His characterization is still a little smarmy, but he's still kind of like feels a little bit more complex. And also, I like what they did with Hannigan. Majority of the interactions with her and four was, of course, Leon talking to her and just basically asking her for confirmation, and she's telling him where to go and things like that. When you get to like major plot points,
My gear.
but he's also hitting on her. So they changed it this time around where Leon is less of like, oh, I'm gonna hit on you, I'm gonna hit on basically you and make you feel uncomfortable, and more of like, Hannigan, can you tell me what's going on? Can you get me some more information? So I like the change for that. Um, but yeah, I'm really enjoying four so far. I think it's fun. It's definitely a good action horror game title. Because that's essentially what the original four was. It was more action oriented, but it did have a lot of elements of creepiness and things like that with the plagas and some of the enemies that you fight, especially when you get to like the castle. But it is like a schlocky B movie though. That's why people like it so much because Leon was very like charming, more so than when you first meet him in Resident Evil 2. He essentially between that time and Resident Evil 4 grew as like a person, became more capable, and he had a lot of confidence. So I'm glad that we're seeing that a little bit in terms of like his actions and things like that, how he interacts with people in the situation, and this crouching mechanism where we could do stealth kills as well, because then it definitely brings in all of the training and everything that he was supposedly supposed to have after two that we saw in the original, but now we're seeing it more. And yeah, like I think that they did a good job.
I'll be taking these back.
Over here, stranger.
Who's that?
Let's do some business then, eh? Welcome. A job well done deserves payment in kind. I got something new for you. A well-tuned weapon can make up for a lack of skill, friend. Good as new. I'll buy almost anything. A deal well struck.
I like that they
Knife
added the
needs
combat
care
knife
once in a
to
while.
the
Could
tune-up
be the difference
menu
between life
for
and
the
death.
merchant,
We're starting to get an
because
idea of your tastes.
when you first play the game in the original, the combat knife is just a reliable knife that you carry with you. You don't have to worry about sharpening it, you don't have to worry about it breaking or dulling. It's a useful tool. But now, they basically have taken, the knife aspect from the remakes of 2 and 3, where if you use like a knife or something a little bit too much, it'll break. But instead of this one just breaking and you can't use it anymore, you can just tune it up and that works. Another thing that I really like is the request. So we got a request in the farm area to hunt blue medallions, and now we have to hunt rats in the factory. And so with the request system is that they give you spinels, and originally you would find all kinds of like gems, spinels, emeralds, all those types of deals like around the area for like treasure locations. But now you can essentially do these quests, get spinels, and then you can use those spinels to trade in for items like treasure maps, higher gems, different treasures like masks and things like that, weapons. And so I think that that's pretty cool. And I like that change that they did to the game. It's not anything that will like make or break the game. You can ignore the spinels, and well, not spinels. You can ignore like the treasure maps, or you can ignore like the trade thing, and it's not gonna like bring any different aspect to the game. It's just kind of like a side thing, and I like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Yes. So that's a request done and dusted. Well done. You've proven yourself reliable. What can I interest you in? Oh, my back is killing me. Years haven't been kind to us, I suppose. A wise choice, mate. Its ammo will penetrate just about anything. Anything else I can help you with? If you want a fighting chop, come back anytime.
hell am I?
¿Dónde estás? ¡Forastero! ¡Oh, no me jodas!
Won't open.
Puedes correr, pero no te puedes esconder. ¡Agarradlo!
Not bad. Out of the way. Sorry. There you go.
I call this area the Valley Village. You're essentially just trying to get like an item to open the gate, and I think that that's pretty interesting. Or I guess it is pretty cool that they're using the mechanic from like 7 and 8 in terms of spreading everything out instead of making it a straight line. Because in the original, it was literally like a straight line. Like you could trace like the path that you would take from the very beginning of the game where Leon it gets dropped off by the police through the village, through all of like the things to the church, and then from the church through like the mines, and then from there to like the castle. So it was very much a straight line. There wasn't any deviances. And so I like that they're essentially like spreading that out where you're not going in a straight line, but it makes more sense realistically for this place to be in an area and not just like a one road town.
¡Ahí va eso!
So if you notice, we have a thing called a small key and our key items. Basically, they open one drawer and one drawer only. You use them, they disappear. That is something that I do like, though, is that in this game, once you use an item, it disappears. It's not sitting in your inventory like in 2 and 3. Like, in the remake of 2, the gas station key for the back room, it sat in like my inventory until until they told me, hey, anything with a check mark you can discard. And I was like, so I've been holding on to this forever. And so I do like that aspect where in this one, those keys or those items, you can sell them to the merchant for money, or they just disappear completely and you don't have to worry about them anymore.
Hello, stranger. Welcome. Ooh, what you buying? I'll buy almost anything. A deal well struck. Got a selection of good things on pleasant travels. Welcome. You'll get some bang for your buck, I guarantee it. Not only will you need cash, but you'll need guts to buy that weapon. Thank you. Anything else I can help you with? We like our herbs, we do. You've got a soft spot for come back anytime.
There's a ladder on the other side that makes me think that I have to come back this way with Ashley, but I'm not sure how that would work exactly, given that when I get Ashley, probably a lot of these places are going to be locked or soft locked because, I would be further in the game, and that's kind of the mechanic that they did with Resident Evil 8, where if you were in the village, the further along that you get in the game, more and more of like the areas were locked. by just the villagers having moved carts or put like metal and stuff like that in place to essentially block you from going that way. So, and the merchant even says it to me later, hey, I would try to get everything that you can. You know, you don't want to leave any loose ends, then you have regrets. And I'm kind of like, are you telling me that you want me to go back and check for all the treasure and things like that that I may have missed? Okay. So I tried to do that later, but I'm already locked out of certain areas because I didn't get them ahead of time. I am going to say that I'm probably not going to 100% this game just because, I may not know where everything is. I'm not using a guide. This is all a blind playthrough. So I'm more than likely not going to 100% this, but, you know, I'll try my best to get as much treasure or background items as I can.
Oh, break's over, I suppose.
I really like the stealth system that they implemented for this game. I don't remember if there was stealth in the original. Maybe? Like, you can kind of take, like, an enemy unawares, but, like, shooting them from afar, staggering them, basically. But there wasn't, like, a dedicated kind of, like, stealth system. This can get a little bit wonky with the stealth because, as you saw, I was facing him and it told me to press, the melee button for stabbing him with my knife. But he wasn't turned around. He was staring directly at me. So it can be a little bit weird. But I do like it, nonetheless.
Puedes correr, pero no te puedes esconder. ¿Dónde estás? Puedes correr, pero no te puedes esconder.
So I know that I do a lot of compare and contrast between the original and this one, but it's kind of just to highlight what they did in the past and how that might change in this one. So in the past game, you would do those emblems, the ones that we shot at in the farm, they would be scattered about the various areas that you go through. I don't remember how many you had to shoot. I think it was like somewhere around like 40, maybe like 45 emblems. It could have been more or it could have been less. So don't quote me that it's like, oh, she said it was like 45. But yeah, so the basis is that you would shoot those and then you would be able to collect items at the end of the game. When you finished it, that would unlock, depending on how many that you got, you could essentially spend those points. But now you're hitting those little mechanical puppets. And those guys are the ones that you are collecting this time around. I don't know what they give you. Probably they'll give you something, at the end of the game. You'll probably unlock like either models or you'll probably unlock like different like various things. Maybe weapons or maybe modifications, kind of like in the last two. Like I said earlier, I'm probably not gonna 100% the game in that aspect, but I'll try my best to hit them when I see them.
There you go. Next. Stay down, all right?
¡Pero qué coño!
Come on.
Won't open.
Now that we're getting closer to the end, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video and the last video. I'm really enjoying the game so far. I think that they did a good job with the remake, and that I can't wait to see how the rest of the game plays out. But with that being said, I'm going to let the rest of the video run, and I will see you in the next one. You have a good rest of your day. Bye.